All right, Libras, balancing your power both internally and externally definitely seem to be a theme for this Aries season. So I feel like if you can work on that, you can allow all the goodies in. Welcome to your Aries season Tarotscope. Okay, Libras. Aries is the opposing sign to you on the wheel. So Libra is all about harmony and relationships and balance. And Aries is more about self. What do I want? How can I use these resources and tools to better me? And so oftentimes when we're in the opposing sign from our sun, it can show us where we can develop ideas that are going to help us further. And that was a vibe. The reason why I'm talking about this, because when I was channeling, a few things came up. First of all, there was this beautiful figure on this kind of like grand, kind of looked like a couch, but it also kind of looked like a seashell, to be honest. But all these beings were like fanning it and feeding it grapes, and it was just getting to enjoy the sun. It was like in this beautiful park, and there was all these figures catering to it. And then there was also a skate park. I know, random. It kind of reminded me of the like Skater Boy from back in the day by Avril Lavigne. And so this figure, this like goddess beauty, was like looking over and was just like admiring the boys doing all these tricks, showing off their athleticism, which is like a very Aries vibe. And then there was an energy, it was kind of like a bird's eye view, and it was going to this maiden who was in a tower, and she was looking out at all these people having fun. She was looking at this beautiful figure just enjoying herself, but then she was like stuck sewing and having to do all this manual labor, and all that she wished was that she could be in the park and enjoying the sun and like enjoying the menses showing off their bodies and their tricks. So a few different things. One, if you're in this situation to just be fawned over or have people love and support you, enjoy it. Like enjoy the beauty, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy all these beautiful blessings. Because I think that feminine energy, again, if we're talking about Libra, it's about the balance. So allowing others to help you and cater to you is a vibe. And that can just be upping your self-care so that people are consistently catering towards you. And I also think that was a note from last season, is like allowing people to pamper you, but this is like in a very obvious way, and I think people are going to want to that much more right now, especially if you did the work during Pisces season. Secondly, this athleticism or showing off or just showcasing your skills, also a vibe, Libra. Is like you don't have to be bashful anymore. You don't have to hide yourself. People want to look your way. People want to see you succeeding, and people want to give you love. A lot of it. And then on the flip side, for those of you who feel like all you're doing is working for other people, you're not having any fun, this is now the opportunity to assess, how can I get down from maybe these self-imposed limitations or things that are binding you to that sewing machine or to whatever obligation you are. I'm just talking to the download, but some of you are not happy, and some of you feel like all you're doing is working, being taken advantage of. And it's like, where's my love? Where's my goodies? How come no one's looking after me and paying attention to me? And so if you're feeling trapped and alone, making sure that you are utilizing certain practices you know that are effective, or just reaching out for help, so that even if these people aren't physically in your space right now, that you're taking the steps to walk down that tower and get the help that you need. Okay? So the first three cards that I pulled getting to the tarot, we have the Seven of Swords with the Emperor, and then Temperance as well. So that Seven of Swords can sometimes represent our own self-sabotaging beliefs or energies, or other people around us. So again, with the energy and the download of like feeling like other people are trapping us, when in reality we're the ones trapping ourselves. So it's like, maybe, yeah, you were stuck at that sewing machine going and working, but no one's keeping you there. You're forcing yourself to do this and do that. But if you just broke out of that chain, you can enjoy the sun and the beauty around you. But of course, if you are in these positions of really growing and becoming stronger, just be careful of others around you. It doesn't mean that anyone's gonna try and pull one over you, but I mean, there are some haters. People can get jealous or petty. So making sure that you're protecting yourself at all times. And also too, these are really great cards for Aries and Sagittarius, being benevolent energies in your corner, given that the Emperor is Aries, Temperance is Sagittarius. But The Temperance card can also speak of balance as well. We can see the cups being poured. We also see this like beautiful light in the background, this path to get there. So energies I've already discussed. And of course, this energy of spirituality, the emotions with the water, and then having one foot on solid ground, which is this physical realm. So if you have been neglecting your practices and you're in that camp that feels very heavy and very drained, this is the time to go back to what's tried and true. Also nutrition, get that on point. Physical activity, especially with regards to this beautiful fire energy that we now have. It's going to help a lot of people, but it's clear that you're either moving into a position of power, a lot of it, or that you're wanting it really bad. And either way, there has to be this balance that's coming back, Libras, and some of you also may too be in this really masculine energy. And so that could also be another, and this kind of just came to me as well, is like you're wanting to show off, or you're wanting to show other people. It's like, look at me, I'm beautiful. Look at me, I have this amazing life. But you might just be worried of it all disappearing or people taking it away from you. So just be careful. You don't have to prove anything. Like Libra is already some of the most beautiful, charming creatures of the entire zodiac. So you don't have to like put on a show. It's just, if you're feeling especially like this Temperance energy is leaning more towards the masculine more so, then come back to the feminine. And I think that you can just simply be, and that's going to benefit. I was going to say too, obviously Mercury's now out of the post-retrograde shadows, but Mercury's now in Pisces until April 4th. So I'm kind of comparing this energy to, like when you go on vacation and it's so restful, but then you party pretty hard on the last night and then you come home and you have to go back to work and you're like, I need a vacation to recover from the vacation. It was kind of like this emotional turbulence was Mercury retrograde, but now with Mercury in Pisces, it's still very dreamy. It's not very concentrated. Our heads are kind of in the clouds. So in terms of making any major decisions right now, things will get better after April 4th here we go. With regards to Mercury. So if you're feeling kind of confused or lost or depressed or anxious, that can be contributed to Mercury being in Pisces, because Mercury doesn't have a lot of strength in Pisces. It doesn't have a lot of fortitude. So just be aware of that if you're in that situation, that even more fire energy will enter once we get Mercury into Aries. And starting March 21st, Venus is in Aries. So this is also kind of a dominant energy that I feel like Libra could appreciate. With Venus in Aries, it's more dominant, it's more aggressive, it can be more sexual. And so you might even feel yourself becoming that more masculine energy, especially in relationships. So that just goes back to our note with the Emperor and Temperance. If you're feeling more of that masculine, just know if you can use it to your benefit or not. Don't need to show off, don't need to prove yourself. I think those are two very big things. And when you're moving more towards that space of healing and reflecting and just simply doing nothing, like literally having people feed you grapes. Grapes is also another big thing, Libras. So purple grapes in particularly. And I love that energy of purple with intuition and the third eye. So even channeling that or working on your third eye chakra to assess what are you not seeing clearly and what is very clear, so that things moving forward can become that much easier. Okay, so 2 more cards for Libras. 2 more cards for Libras. Whoa, that one wants to come out. 2 more cards for Libras. 1 more card. Ooh, amazing. Okay. So the card that kind of just like flew out of the deck mid-talk, Knight of Cups. Dreams are coming true. And I think that's going to be a vibe with getting things balanced and with us eliminating self-imposed demands or obligations, that these true intentions, these true desires, which has kind of been a big theme for every sign during these Tarotscopes, is really going after your dreams and what you're wanting. And if you're feeling stuck or if they're not flowing to you, just to reevaluate and reassess. And I want to make sure, Libras, that you don't put the carriage before the horse, so to speak. We do have the Knight of Swords. So as you're getting clear, as these dreams and as these energies are flowing, and this is also an energy too, like I feel like these 2 cards are very similar in this situation. That 7 of Swords and the Knight of Swords reverse. It's like, just don't get in your own way. Don't trip up. Don't get in your head and just continually trip up your horse before you've even got going. You want to make sure that once you set these goals or once you reevaluate them, that you know they're already theirs. Or if there is a delay or it doesn't happen instantly, that you're fine. That you can just simply be in that moment and enjoy it and not need to rush the results. Because that might also be this overabuse of masculine, it's just like wanting to get there so quickly. And I mean, this Aries season is going to amplify that as well, but you don't need to rush it right now. And I wouldn't even recommend it, because your final card, which I love, the Knight of Cups. And we've been talking about that throughout this entire reading, of just being around people that want to support you, being around beautiful people, being around beautiful opportunities, and not answering to these draining or oppressing energies, whether they're external or internal. Remember, that was kind of the first note I made, is just balancing the energies internally in our mind and our body, and also externally, how we present ourselves in the company that we keep. And so I think that if you can just really evaluate how you're coming across to others and how you're coming across to yourself, that's going to be a big lesson. And then if you can master those, or just be very diligent about how you approach those themes, new love, new opportunity can enter in. Some of you definitely will be in a position to welcome in greater love or just better relationships, and keep your eyes out for an Aries or Sag, given that we had the Emperor and Temperance early on in this reading. So those are my notes for you, Libras. Get excited. Of course, you can watch your rising and moon sign videos for even more clarity. If this reading really resonated, you want to say thank you, tips and donations are always appreciated. And if you want to book a one-on-one reading to go into this further, all that information can be found in the link in my bio. And please feel free to tag a family, friend, or someone that you feel also could use this message. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon, Libras. Bye.